38 Studios is a stain on Rhode Island's reputation, and the harm that it's done won't be removed until the issue is resolved. The current Attorney General, Peter Kilmartin, voted for that project as a state representative and has been totally ineffective as the Attorney General. It's going to be one of the first priorities when I'm elected to bring state-level leadership to this issue. We are going to report to the people by May 1st, 2015 on a full review of the 38 Studios investigation. State-level leadership on public integrity issues is critical to fixing Rhode Island's reputation, and it's that reputation for political corruption and incompetence that's holding back our state economy. As the Attorney General, I feel that that's my job, and that will be the focus of my campaign and my administration. The current Attorney General has been ineffective in that area, and it's time to change that progress. Perhaps the biggest difference between myself and the incumbent is our cultural approach. I'm a prosecutor. I brought the culture of the Attorney General's office to the legislature to good effect. But the incumbent is a politician, and he brought the experience of 20 years in the State House to our Attorney General's office and brought that culture with him. That's very dangerous. So we're going to change that around and have a new focus in that office. The $60 million allocation to the Attorney General's Office of the Google settlement funds represents perhaps the biggest missed opportunity of the current administration. Back in February of 2013, after seeing the incumbent sit on that unique resource for over 2 years, I released a plan, a framework for deploying the Google funds to meet immediate and long-standing safety and justice needs. That type of innovative leadership is crucial not just for Rhode Island's leadership culture, but actually fixing some problems that have gone and festered and been made worse by lack of resources. I'll take advantage of that opportunity, and your viewers can learn all about that at my website, dawsonhodgson.com, looking at the Google Settlement Plan Safety and Justice Action Plan. Well, the first step to take is to reverse an anti-transparency orientation that we have seen from the incumbent's administration of open government laws. The Access Rhode Island report that was very critical of the Attorney General's performance under the new and improved Access to Public Records Act that I helped pass in the Senate, it tells you all you need to know about what type of prioritization you see in that office and a culture of indifference that needs to be changed. That's the foundation of my campaign, changing Rhode Island's culture. The first steps I would take to correct this practice are to improve the training aspect of this program. Reallocate the communications budget from the Attorney General's office. Instead of paying my spokesman more than almost every single one of my prosecutors, we'll use those resources to fulfill our job function. The overall approach, though, has to be putting the public's information into the hands of the public, reversing decisions like allowing fees to be charged for denied records, allowing excessive search and retrieval times to be used as a barrier to public's access to information, and I would never support keeping the compensation of hedge fund managers investing public dollars secret from the public. That's their information. I favor a tempered approach, waiting to see what is the experience of Washington State and Colorado, who have recently moved to legalize small amounts of marijuana. Ultimately, though, the most important role of the Attorney General in this debate is not going to be weighing in on the legalization or opposition to that. It's being prepared for protecting the people of Rhode Island if that happens at the legislative level. That means taking proactive steps to combat drugged driving, an area that I saw was not particularly effective when I was a state prosecutor due to the lack of tools and resources for prosecuting that type of crime. We'll also have to protect the state's interests vis-a-vis the federal government, looking at our state laws and how we're putting the state of Rhode Island at risk if that change were to take place. Finally, and perhaps the most important role of the Attorney General is to make sure that our regulatory scheme is strong to protect the people of this state and make sure that all the policy questions related to marijuana legalization are properly vetted. You know, the important thing to remember is and that I've always remembered from my experience as a prosecutor, is the type of impact that cases like marijuana have on people, mostly young urban men and women of color, in terms of their ability to seek employment, education, or even the military service. As a prosecutor, I've always been aware of people's collateral impacts in their lives, and we need to make sure that we're setting good policy for the state.